Division, Ronnie bringing home an MVP and a record-setting offense were not enough.
2-2 to Matt. And a rocket to right field. This thing is in orbit. That's on the roof of the chop house.
As the Braves load up for spring, they have their eyes firmly set on one goal, a 7th straight division crown and a return to the Fall Classic.
Austin puts a charge in another one, though. Deep left center. Schwarber's not even going to move. That's another homer for Riley.
Welcome to Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball on the Braves Radio Network.
0-1 pitch on the way, and that's driven. Deep right field. Mookie Betts back to the wall. Out of the ballpark. A 3-run homer. That thing just got knocked out in a hurry.
Now, live from Florida, it's Atlanta Braves Spring Training on the Braves Radio Network.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta Braves Baseball. This afternoon from LECOM Park in Bradenton, Florida. More Grapefruit League action as the Braves face the Pirates here in the Grapefruit League. For the Braves, it'll be their 4th ball game of the spring. Atlanta comes from the record of 2-1. And for the Pirates, they're looking for their first win. They are 0-3. Great to have you with us on a gorgeous day alongside Joe Simpson, Ben Ingram here with you, and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. And Joe, today, all eyes on Chris Sale. We get to see him for the very first time.
Yeah, a lot of commotion about a debut today out west with the Dodgers, but I like this debut. I want to see Chris Sale work. It's wonderful to know that he's healthy. He's excited about his first outing as a Brave, and we'll hope for good things.
Absolutely. And when we come back, we'll introduce you to the starting line for both teams. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Another beautiful day down in South Florida. We're in Bradenton, Florida today, home of the Pirates at what used to be McKechnie Field. It's now called LECOM Park. This stadium has hosted spring training since 1923. It's 101 years old this year. The Cardinals were first to train here, and in fact the Braves were here too back in the 50s, 1957 in particular. That was a big year for Atlanta. But it's a beautiful ballpark that they have preserved and added to over the years, and beginning to fill up with fans as we get set for first pitch. 78 degrees today here at the ballpark with the wind blowing straight out to center field at 10 miles an hour, gusts to 18 miles an hour. Ballpark is symmetrical, 330 down the lines, 375 to the gaps, 400 to straightaway center field. Here are your starting lineups. First for the Bravos, leading it off, playing center field, will be J.P. Martinez. David Fletcher will be at second base, batting second. Doing the catching will be Sean Murphy, batting third. Jordan Luplow will be the DH, and he's the cleanup hitter. Eli White will be in right field, batting fifth. Phillip Evans will play third base today and bat sixth. Batting seventh in left field, Luke Williams. Andrew Velasquez will be the shortstop, hitting eighth, and Ryan Castile is the first baseman, batting ninth. Again for the Braves, Martinez, Fletcher, and Murphy, Luplow, White, and Evans, Williams, Velasquez, and Castile. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, O'Neal Cruz, healthy and back from his broken leg from a year ago, will lead it off and play shortstop. Brian Reynolds in left field, bats second. Brian Hayes is at third base, batting third. Newcomer Yasmani Grandal, the veteran, will be the catcher, batting cleanup. Connor Joe, the former Rocky, is the DH, batting fifth. In right field, batting sixth, Edward Olivares. He was acquired from the Royals in the offseason. Rowdy Tellez is at first base. A lot of new faces here for the Pirates and a lot of veteran faces, as a matter of fact. Tellez will bat seventh and play first base. Jack Sawinski will be in center field, hitting eighth. And Leover Peguero is the second baseman for the Pirates. He bats ninth. Again for Pittsburgh, Cruz, Reynolds, and Hayes. Grandal, Joe, and Olivares, Tellez, Sawinski, and Peguero. Umpires for today's game, Jansen Visconti will be behind the plate. On the bases, rotating around, will be Ben May, Junior Valentine, and Ryan Wills. For the Braves, they come in with a record of 1-2 here in spring training. The Pirates have yet to hit the win column. They are 0-3. But what we're looking at today, I think, Ben, for the Pirates is a little glimpse of what could be their opening day lineup. Yeah, lots of regulars in there today. And I'm intrigued to see Marco Gonzalez. You and I were talking on the drive up how he was a Brave for 2 days. Yeah. He was traded to the Braves along with Jared Kelenic from Seattle and was in the organization for 48 hours and then traded for a player to be named later. And he, like so many of the guys that you mentioned in their lineup, as far as their rotation goes, a guy who, if he's healthy, he could be a big difference maker for them. He's always been an inning eater for the Seattle Mariners, but last year he missed a lot of time. He went on the disabled list at Gonzalez on May 28th and never returned from the injured list with a strained forearm. All in all, last year, 4-1 with a 5.22 ERA for the Mariners in 10 starts. But he's a guy who was very popular in Seattle, one of the most popular players on their team, and the opening day pitcher for them 3 straight years, 19, 20, and 21. Doesn't throw hard, but he throws a lot of strikes, doesn't walk many guys. Marco is 32 years old, 6'1", 205 out of Fort Collins, Colorado. He's been in the big leagues over 6 years, and he was a former number 1 pick back in 2013 by the Cardinals out of Gonzaga University. So, as Ben said, he was a Brave for 48 hours, but moved straight on over to the Pirates, and the Pirates are just, as we are with Sale, Chris Sale, Pirates are hoping for good health from Marco Gonzalez. Defensively, the Pirates have taken the field. Left to right in the outfield, Reynolds, Sawinski, and Olivares. Third to first, it's Hayes, Cruz, Peguero, and Tellez, with veteran Yasmani Grandal behind the dish. He's ready to fire one down to second base. We're ready for baseball, and here to tell you about it once again is Ben Ingram. Thank you, Joe. And watching the Pirates throw the ball around the infield just now, at 6'7", doesn't it look like O'Neal Cruz could just reach over and hand the ball to Rowdy Tellez at first base? I think in the StatCast era, Ben, I read somewhere that he has thrown the fastest toss across to first base that has been recorded. 97.1 miles an hour.
Well, he got some exit velocity once he comes to the plate, too, with his stick, but he's a big boy out there at 6'7". J.P. Martinez, David Fletcher, and Sean Murphy for the Braves here in the top of the first inning, facing the southpaw Marco Gonzalez. He is ready. And now for the ball game. On the first pitch, look out. Crash to deep right, but foul. J.P. Martinez put that into the parking lot. That'll be an insurance claim for someone. And it's 0-1 now on J.P. Martinez. Wind blowing out towards left center. Beautiful day. Mid to upper 70s today. 0-1 pitch on the way. That's a ground ball. Fair down the right field line. Hopped over the bag and went right under the feet of Ben May, the first base umpire. And by the time he gained his balance, he signaled fair. And JP standing at second with a leadoff double.
Speaking of acquiring a guy late, the Braves got J.P. Martinez just about a week before spring training. And he's getting a lot of playing time.
Yeah, good to see him out there. And a guy who was traded to the Braves in January from Texas.
Yeah.
For Tyler Owens. So he starts the first inning well. He's down at second base with a double. That brings David Fletcher to the plate. Braves in the Navy uniform tops, gray pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in white. Atlanta across the chest on top of the tomahawk. And the Pirates in their black uniform tops, white pants, gold lettering, gold numerals outlined in white, and that Pittsburgh P on the left chest of their black uniforms. Fletcher slaps one foul. Got an 0-1 count.
These are the types of offensive situations for David Fletcher where he typically really shines, really handles the bat well. Don't be surprised if he gets that runner over.
Martinez, a lead at second. Pitch popped up, right side of the infield, shallow, going out to Les, coming in Olivares. No one can get there. It lands in shallow right field. And amongst the trio of Pirates, Olivares, Peguero, and Tellez, the sunshine, the breeze, it all confused that trio of Pirates. And Edward Olivares very slow to get up out in right field. He took a spill, lost his hat.
Well, Olivares was... Actually, that might be the second baseman, Peguero.
That's right, it is.
I don't know that he collided with anyone, did he?
I don't think so either.
He just stopped and tried to reach back like he overran it.
Slowly taking inventory of his body. Just now puts his cap back on. So that'll be a base hit for David Fletcher. Runners at first and third.
He got him over.
He did. That's one way to do it. Bat in the hands of Sean Murphy, looking to put the Braves on the board here in the top of the first inning. Marco Gonzalez fires, and Murphy takes a ball low. You know how you have a Texas leaguer?
Yeah.
Those high pop-ups in the sun and the breeze ought to be called grapefruit leaguers.
That's a great call. Excellent description.
You see those land in all the time down here. Get the ball up in the air, and down here it's an adventure. 1-0 to Murphy. A little bit inside. Marco Gonzalez, left-hander, fastball, change, curve, and a cutter. Comes from good stock. His father was a pitcher in college and then been a pitching coach in the minor leagues. There's a 2-0 pitch on the way. A little bit low to Murphy. 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, his dad, back in the late 80s, a 16th round pick of the Tigers, spent 11 years in the minors, and has had a career as a pitching coach with the Rockies, amongst other organizations. So that's a pitching coach right down the hall growing up if you're Marco Gonzalez. There's a 3-0 pitch on the way. He swings and will shoot one out towards left field, and that humpback liner's down for a base hit. 1-0 Braves on the base hit by Sean Murphy. Shows his strength there. Didn't quite get the barrel on it, but got just enough on it to get over to the infield.
Only one other at bat for Sean a couple of days ago. So he's hitting a cool 500 all of a sudden.
And he rakes in the RBI. So 3 batters into the game. The Braves have scored as many runs today as they scored the entire day yesterday, losing to the Orioles 2-1. Jordan Luplow will take one low and inside. Marco Gonzalez, last year 10 starts, with Seattle, 4-1 with a 5.22 ERA. Battling injury most of the season, as Joe mentioned. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball out towards third and foul, just on the other side of the bag. Braves managed by Walt Weiss today. Hopefully Brian Snitker feeling better. Had a little bit of a stomach bug today. Didn't make the trip up. So Walt is the field general today for the Braves. 1-0 Atlanta, top of the first inning. Braves have David Fletcher at second, Sean Murphy at first, no one out. And Jordan Luplow looking at a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, missed outside. Gonzalez trying to find the corners and nothing there.
His fastball earlier in this inning was 89. That changeup at 79.
Lefty-righty matchup. Luplow awaits. Pitch on the way, and that's low. 3 balls and a strike. So some good hitters counts for the Braves here in the first inning. Jordan Luplow signed a minor league deal with the Braves in January. Second time he's been in camp with the Braves. 3-1. Good swing and a miss there. Took a nice cut at it, but couldn't find it in a 3-2 count. Luplow, a former Pirate himself. In fact, he spent time in the big leagues with the Pirates, Twins, Guardians, Rays, Blue Jays, and Diamondbacks, so he's been around. Waits on the 3-2. Runners take their leads. Pitch on the way. A reach and a miss for strike 3, and probably the best pitch that Gonzalez has displayed today.
Great changeup on a 3-2 count.
That brings Eli White up to the plate. He's batting 5th for the Braves today. Braves.
Another former Ranger.
Got to see him for a little bit last year. 6 games with the Braves last season in the big leagues. And White sends one out towards left field, down for a clean base hit. Hitting the bag at third in company of the plate, David Fletcher. Throw comes to the plate, play at the plate, a lunge by the catcher, Grandal, and they've got Fletcher at the plate. Good throw out of left field by Reynolds, and a really nice play by Grandal upon taking the throw and diving at the incoming Fletcher for the out.
That was a tremendous throw by Reynolds. Perfect one-hopper.
Down to second for Murphy. And it was going to take a perfect throw out of left to get Fletcher. That's exactly what the Pirates delivered. First and second, 2 down for Phillip Evans. Takes first pitch strike.
You know, I know the Pirates were a little short-handed last year, especially after O'Neal Cruz got hurt. But when we saw them, the way this team played really made a mark with me. They do everything fundamentally sound.
Well, one swing and a slow roller out to short. Cruz has it. Underhand toss to the bag at second. They get the incoming White, and that ends the top of the first inning. But the Braves take the lead. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We played a half an inning. Braves 1 and the Pirates coming up when we come back. bottom of the first inning. It's O'Neill Cruz, Brian Reynolds, and Ke'Bryan Hayes coming up for the Pirates. And how about this matchup? Maybe the two of the tallest men in Bradenton right now.
Yeah.
Chris Sale versus O'Neill Cruz. Chris Sale on the mound for the first time as a Brave. 6'6" left-hander facing the 6'7" hitting O'Neill Cruz. First pitch swung on, fouled back by Cruz, 0-1. Leather for the Braves has Ryan Castile at first, David Fletcher at second, Andrew Velasquez at short, Phillip Evans at third. In the outfield left to right, Luke Williams, J.P. Martinez, and Eli White. Sean Murphy behind the plate, Chris Sale on the mound. 0-1 pitch. Pushed him off the plate, 1-1. Fastball 95. And Joe, fastball, slider, change, and a sinker from Sale. And he's talking about how good he feels, best he's felt in several years, and that's really good news for Atlanta.
Wonderful news.
1-1 pitch. A little bit too tall, 2-1.
Low three-quarter arm angle. Really tough on left-handers. In his career, left-handers have only hit him at a 203 clip.
He has locked them down. He stands on the third base side of the rubber. Lean left-hander, kicks and brings the 2-1 pitch. That's in for a called strike to even the count up 2-2. Last season for Sale, 6-5 with a 4.30 ERA. 20 starts in the big leagues and reached 100 innings last year for the first time since 2019. Too low and outside. Altogether, 102 2/3 of an inning. And the reason for that, so many injuries: elbow inflammation, fractured rib, surgery on his left pinky, fractured wrist, shoulder inflammation. But all that feeling good now, and so far looking good here early. Fastball coming out of his hands well. 3-2 pitch on the way. Got O'Neill Cruz swinging. So he strikes out Cruz.
Nasty breaking ball. From that low three-quarter angle, he's throwing it right at the left-handed hitter. Man, is it tough to hang in there.
That brings Brian Reynolds up to the plate. Reynolds the reason that it's only 1-0 Braves rather than 2-0 or worse. First pitch to Reynolds, check swing. That's tipped into the mid of Sean Murphy, 0-1. Chris Sale, 34 years old. He'll be 35 next month. Originally from Lakeland, Florida. Went to Florida Gulf Coast University. Taken 13th overall in 2010. Backdoor breaking ball misses at a 1-1 count. And it's been a career of dominance for Sale. 7 times an All-Star. He's finished top 5 in the Cy Young Award 6 times. He's never won it, but he's been amongst the best most of his entire career. 1-1 in for a called strike.
Now that was like a two-seamer at 86. Had a lot of action on it, sinking down and away, but for a called strike.
Sale looking for back-to-back strikeouts. 1-2. And that's lifted high in the air to right field. Eli White fighting the sun, now drifting back over to his right. He dives, and he makes the catch. Like we mentioned, those balls get high up in the air, and the breeze and the sunshine, it is no day at the beach. And that time, Eli White able to get over and dive in just enough time to make the catch and 2 down.
Well, that wind is blowing pretty hard out toward left center, like you said, Ben. And he came into his left near the line and really had to hustle to get back over there where the ball was coming down after the wind got it. Nice adjustment.
1-0 Braves, bottom of the first. Here's Ke'Bryan Hayes. Right-handed hitting third baseman, won the Gold Glove in the National League last year, and he takes a called strike. Speaking of Chris Sale and all the things that he's accomplished, I think when you think of him, at least over the last 6-7 years, you think about him being a prolific strikeout pitcher. There's a ball low. In fact, he's closing in on 2,200 strikeouts for his career. He's led the league twice, and as you and I were discussing before the game, even had a 300 strikeout season a few years back.
Boy, is that a benchmark.
That was in 2017. He had 308 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Had some zip on it, but too tall.
And we were so impressed, and still are, with Spencer Strider's 283 strikeouts last year that led the league, led all of baseball. And yet Sale's had a 300 strikeout season to his credit.
1-0 Braves in the first. 2-1 from Sale. Ground ball hit well to the left side. Backhanded it short by Velasquez. Plants low throw and dug out at first base by Ryan Castillo. Able to dig it out and keep a foot on the bag. And Chris Sale has a 1-2-3 first inning in his spring debut with Atlanta. We played one. We head to the top of the second. 1-0 Braves. It's nothing into the top of the second inning. Great to have you with us on a beautiful Tuesday from Bradenton, Florida. Spring training home of the Pirates. Luke Williams takes a called strike. This has been the spring training home of the Pirates since 1969. They have been here a while. Beautiful facility and a beautiful day. 0-1 pitch on the way to Luke Williams, and he'll send one foul, 0-2. 7-8-9 for the Braves here in the top of the second. Williams, Velasquez, and Castillo. Braves leading 1-0 after the RBI single from Sean Murphy to drive in J.P. Martinez in the first inning. Would have been 2-0 had it not been for a great throw out of left field by Brian Reynolds. Williams taps one foul to the backstop. It rolls, still 0-2. Flags flying out to straightaway center. Good crowd on hand. Crowd getting larger and larger as we continue. 0-2 pitch. Williams takes a ball outside. We're talking about Marco Gonzalez. He's the left-hander on the mound today for the Pirates, and how you might say he was groomed to be a pitcher, as his father was a minor league pitcher and a pitching coach for a while. But you might say that his toughness came from his other parent. Pitch misses up and in. His mom was actually a firefighter for multiple years.
Cool.
She was a tough one in the family.
Yeah.
And Gonzalez, a great high school career there in Colorado before going to Gonzaga. 2-2 missed outside. In fact, Marco Gonzalez was the winning pitcher in the state championship game all 4 years he was in high school.
Whoa. Never heard of that.
They were getting it done up in Fort Collins. 6'1", 205-pound lefty on the mound. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Luke Williams. Gonzalez fires. 3-2, a lunge and a miss by Williams. Pulled the string there. And the second strikeout of the ball game for Marco Gonzalez.
Was such a well-disguised changeup. Nothing different about his windup or delivery, and he can adjust the speeds on it beautifully.
That brings Andrew Velasquez up to the plate. He'll send one foul into the seats along the right field line. Andrew Velasquez, 29 years old, from the Bronx, New York. 6 years in the big leagues with the Rays, Yankees, Guardians, Orioles, and Angels. 0-1 to Velasquez. That's in for a called strike. Really neat story for Velasquez. His first 3 seasons in the big leagues, he bounced around with the Orioles, Rays, and the Guardians, and he never hit a home run. And it wasn't until his 4th season in the big leagues when he finally went deep. 0-2 low and inside. And maybe it was fate that he did not homer prior to that, because his first homer came in 2021 when he was a member of the Yankees in a game at Yankee Stadium. And for a boy from the Bronx growing up a Yankee fan, had to be an enormous thrill.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
1-2, comebacker taken on a hop right by the bag by Peguero at second. He loads and throws, and 2 down here in the 2nd inning. Two down for Ryan Castillo. 1 run on 4 hits for the Braves. No runs, no hits for the Pirates. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. Alongside Joe Simpson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. First pitch to Castillo, in for a called strike. Oh, 1 to Castillo. That makes it 0-2. Castillo hoping for a healthy campaign here in 2024. Injured most of last season. Here comes the 0-2 from Marco Gonzalez. Low and outside. If he can reach, then back to the top of the order to J.P. Martinez. Right-handed hitter, waving an all-black bat, tapping it on his right shoulder. Southpaw Gonzalez brings it. Castillo takes a ball up and in. And the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a tough pitch to lay off. When the guy's throwing you a lot of sinkers running down and away from you, and you see one about letter high that looks so good. That's a pretty good take there by Castillo.
2-2, takes again, takes ball 3. Looked like the same pitch, didn't it?
Yeah.
Count now full on Castillo. 3-2 on the way. And that's low ball 4. Shows some patience. Gets the bases on balls, and back to the top of the order to J.P. Martinez. Pirates have some action stirring in the bullpen. A couple of righties out there. Meanwhile, if you're just now tuning in, Chris Sale had a 1-2-3 bottom of the 1st inning. Had a strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. Looked good. J.P. Martinez, 1 for 1 with a double. Left-handed hitter, takes one right down the pike for a strike. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 2nd, Sale will see Grandal, Joe, and Olivares. And this is pretty much a big league lineup top to bottom for the Pirates today. 0-1 came up and in and hit him. That ran in on the right shoulder of J.P. Martinez. So a 2-out walk followed by a hit batter. And now David Fletcher up to the plate. David Fletcher singled in the 1st inning, then was thrown out trying to score on the base hit by Eli White. See if he can drive in a run here. Castillo at 2nd, Martinez at 1st. They'll be running on contact, and there's some contact there. Fly ball out to left field. That'll splash in for a base hit. Coming home to score, Ryan Castillo. 1st to 3rd for J.P. Martinez. David Fletcher drives in the run, and it's 2-0 Braves. Just a little floater out there, perfectly placed to left field.
I like Fletcher's plan today. A bloop to right and a bloop to left. You walk somebody and then hit a guy with 2 out. Sometimes that's what comes back to haunt you.
Now it's Sean Murphy to the plate. He drove in a run with a base hit back in the 1st inning. Braves, top of the 2nd. First pitch to Murphy out of his outside. Out there in the Pirates bullpen, the appropriately named Cameron Junker. He was destined to be a pitcher, wasn't he?
That's almost criminal.
1-0 check swing in for a strike. Cameron Junker. Marco Gonzalez in his second inning of work, trying to escape the second inning. Now time taken by Murphy. He wants to put some stickum on the handle of his bat.
They've got an infielder named Seth Beer also.
Big fan of his.
Mm-hmm. He's been a little cold here at the start of camp.
Uh-huh. Just the way we like it. There's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Sean Murphy. Now pick off over to first base. Just checking in with Fletcher, who steps back on the bag. First of 2 trips to Bradenton for the Braves this spring. They'll make 2 trips down to Northport. Braves leading 2-0. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and a 1-1 count on Sean Murphy. Pitch to Murph, taken for a strike. Got his fastball over. Murphy trying to rake in his second RBI of the day. 1-2 pitch, and he zips one up the middle. Clean base hit into left center field. In to score, J.P. Martinez. David Fletcher goes first to third. Another 2-out base hit for the Braves, and they lead 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. Good trip to the plate for Murphy.
Very good. That ball was hit hard. His first hit was a little bit of a blooper also that drove in a run, but that one was scorched.
And here comes Derek Shelton. That'll be the end of the day for Marco Gonzalez, who could not find that third out to end the second inning. Went 2 up and 2 down here in the second inning. Struck out Luke Williams. And then he got Andrew Velasquez to ground out. But then a walk to Ryan Castile. And you see that so many times where 2-out walks lead you to places you don't want to be if you're on the field. J.P. Martinez was then hit by a pitch, and then back-to-back 2-out singles from Fletcher and Murphy. And that'll be Cameron Junker coming in to take over and look for the third out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out right away if he really is Junker.
We're about to find out. Cameron Junker out of Notre Dame. 6'5", 220. Right-hander. He made it as high as AAA Indianapolis last year. Made 1 appearance at Indy, so most of his season was spent with the AA ball club in Altoona in the Eastern League.
Old number 99. We were talking about this a couple of days ago, Ben, about teams when they bring their roster on a road trip especially, but it's not just confined to road games, that you bring over some guys from the minor leagues for instances just like this to finish up an inning. Come in, you get a little big league action, big league spring training, finish up an inning for a starter or one of the other guys so that someone else can come in with a clean inning next inning. So an opportunity for Mr. Junker.
Yeah, for those guys who are going to be on the big league roster looking to get their work in, you want them coming in fresh innings every time, don't you?
Yeah, because you want them to get a full inning. Yeah, you don't want to break in it. They're not ready for an inning plus of work just yet, one would assume. So what he's doing here, if he can get out of this inning, it might earn him a look-see again later in the week.
And for a guy who spent most of the season at AA last year and reached AAA for 1 appearance, this is a great opportunity for him. Cameron Junker, Junker. Braves have him at first and third, 2 down. Here's Jordan Luplow. He struck out in the first inning. Braves leading 3-0. Luplow takes one outside. All of this with 2 down here in the inning for the Braves. Walk, hit batter, and back-to-back singles. 1-0, and he connects and hits a high fly ball to left center field. Sawinski and Reynolds in the area. This is Sawinski's ball out in center, and the catch is made. So that ends the top of the second inning, but the Braves played 2 more runs, this time off of 2 hits, also a hit batter and a walk, and they strand a pair. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Braves 3, Pirates nothing. Park here in Bradenton, Florida. 3-0 Atlanta. It'll be Grandal, Joe, and Oliveros for the Pirates here in the bottom of the second, facing Chris Sale. First pitch from the left-hander. Zips across the plate for a called strike. 93 on his fastball there. 6'6" lefty, Chris Sale. Leg kick in the 0-1 pitch. Missed high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
What a pleasure, I would guess it is, for Chris Sale, soon to be 35. He's been around a long time, 13 years plus in the big leagues. And yet, a new start.
1-1 pitch, low and inside.
You move to the National League. You feel healthy, as you just pointed out. He feels better than he has in a very long time. You got a new contract. You're on a good ball club with World Series aspirations. What a shot of adrenaline.
Just missed the outside corner, 3-1. Well, very excited for Chris Sale. Very excited for the Braves. But I think the thing that made me the most excited was reading some of the comments that his now teammates said upon the deal taking place. There's a swing and a miss by Grandal. And I think that tells a lot. Anytime a player joins a new ball club, what are the current members of the ball club saying about it? And they were glowing. They were very exciting, knowing that Chris Sale is not only joining their ball club for what he can bring in between the lines, but also in the clubhouse as well.
Sure.
Got a 3-2 count on Yasmani Grandal. Lean lefty exhales, looking into his catcher, Sean Murphy. Swivels and brings a 3-2. Blew it by him. 97 with that fastball. Just whistled it right on by the swinging bat of Grandal.
Another nice feeling to know that if you can reach back for 97 if you want to. That was fun to watch against a big league hitter. Fell behind, came back and got him.
Second strikeout by Chris Sale. Here's Connor Joe. Sale goes to work. First pitch breaking ball in for a called strike. Well, Chris Sale's health is really on display right now because it is translating into really good stuff here in the first and second innings. 0-1 check swing. Didn't go.
Not just that, but you can tell from body language, I think, Ben, about how quickly he's working. Having not watched him pitch on a regular basis, I'm not sure if this is typical that he likes to work fast, but he is practically a blur out there. He can't wait to get the ball back.
Pitch from Sale, swung on and missed by Joe. That last pitch he got just a piece of and fouled it off. I couldn't tell it was a foul ball or not, but it was, and that's strike 3. 95-mile-an-hour fastball for Sale. Two up and 2 down. Here's Edward Oliveros. Braves leading the Pirates 3-0. Sale's first pitch, a lunge and a miss by Oliveros. This is the stuff he's got this season. Braves going to be in some really good shape.
I've just got a huge grin on my face right now. Violation by the hitter.
As if it wasn't tough enough to face Chris Sale. Now you get an automatic strike.
Yeah.
Let's see how he wants to put him away right here. Way ahead of Oliveros, 0-2. Sale ready, looking to strike out the side. 0-2 pitch on the way. Goodbye. Swung on and missed. Over the top of the breaking ball, and Chris Sale as sharp as the butcher's blade here in this first spring training outing as a Brave. We head to the top of the third inning. 3-0 Braves.
With the Kroger app, shopping online with pickup and delivery is the same as shopping in store. Same low prices, same personalized deals, same rewards on the same high-quality items like Honeycrisp apples and pasta sauce with no hidden fees or markups. It's one small click for groceries, one big win for busy families everywhere. Start your cart today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
My fave apps can be lifesavers. Social apps, video apps, messaging apps. But my McDonald's app is giving off main app energy. Not only does it let me order ahead, skip the line, and get my food fast, I can use it to get exclusive deals, like a $5 combo meal with an all-beef Big Mac, a medium order of fries, and a medium ice-cold Coca-Cola. With exclusive deals like a $5 combo meal, the McD app is the main app I can't live without. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 3/31/2024. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Max, water your plants in the shower with you. That's how you turn $1 into $2.
That's my Uncle Bert. Always thinking up ways to multiply his money. I told him to just play the Times the Cash Scratchers. You win up to 100 times, which is way better than...
For the Pirates, 6'2", 235 out of San Pedro de Macorís, Dominican Republic. Last year, he was in a lot of games for the Pirates, both as a reliever but primarily as a starter. Went 5-5, a 4.78 ERA, 18 games altogether, 15 starts. Walked a lot of guys, 48 walks in 86 innings.
Eli White leads it off against him. Braves 3, Pirates nothing. As we're in the top of the third inning. Eli White takes ball low. Well, the Braves have some action in the bullpen, and I don't think it'd be shocking at all if the 2 innings we've seen out of Sale is all we see out of him. Owen Murphy now throwing in the Braves bullpen down the left field line. There's 1-0 pitch on the way. White with a ground ball out to short, taken by O'Neill Cruz, and he zips one in the dirt and by Rowdy Tellez to the backstop, and save at first base is Eli White. Well, he had time to throw, but looked like he rushed it and bounced it over there to Tellez.
Now Cruz patting his chest, looking at Tellez like, my bad. Yes, it was. Had plenty of time. Maybe had too much time.
He's 6 on O'Neill Cruz. Phillip Evans now the batter, 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. There goes Eli White. Pitches inside, thrown to second by Grandal, not in time. Head first slide on a stolen base for Eli White. Good jump over there by Eli. Stole the bag pretty easily.
These guys have good legs. These guys vying for a spot as a backup outfielder. Whether it's White, certainly Forrest Wall, Luke Williams, they all can run.
Phillip Evans awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Little ground ball weakly to second base. That'll advance White to third base. Up with it, Peguero. Soft toss to first base. 1 down.
Nice job.
Get an error, a stolen base, and a ground ball, and you got a man at third base with 1 down. See if Luke Williams can drive him in. I don't know about you, but if the Braves don't score again the rest of the ball game and were to lose 10-3, I would still be driving back to Northport after this ball game, grinning ear to ear after what we saw from Chris Sale.
Me too.
That was the most important thing today, is how good he looked, and he looked brilliant. Luke Williams takes a ball low. I think all off season after that deal was made, anytime Chris Sale's name came up in conversation, we'd say, well, so long as he's healthy, this, that, and the other could happen. 1-0 pitch, check swing, tap foul.
Well, and I said repeatedly, Ben, that you cannot have enough nasty left-handers.
Yeah.
And boy, was he that today.
Three runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Braves. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Pirates. Infield is in. Ball and a strike on Luke Williams. Pitch on the way. He swings and fouls one back to make the count 1-2. Well, Chris Sale is definitely a nasty left-hander. to throw him in there with Fried and Strider and Morton and whomever else fills out the rest of the rotation. When those guys are healthy, they are going to be as tough as they come. 1-2 pitch. Slow roller foul over by third base. Matt Tuiasosopo, new third base coach, goes to fetch it over there by the tarp. Showing some hustle going all the way down the line to get that thing. 1-2 on Luke Williams. Luke struck out swinging in the second inning. Braves trying to add on to this 3-0 lead. Eli White takes a lead at third base. Right-hander Ortiz on the mound, set right of the belt. 1-2 to Williams. Missed inside, almost hit him, and a 2-2 count. After Williams, it's Andrew Velazquez. Braves towards the bottom of the order. Williams, the number 7 hitter. And the 2-2 to the plate. He connects and floats one out to center field. That'll mean a run. Drops in for a base hit in front of Jack Sawinski. Good at bat for Luke Williams. He claps his hands. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that he turned around and blooped it into center to drive in Eli White. And it's 4-0 Braves.
Good at bat. Really good at bat. He had a couple of good swings, fought off a couple of tough pitches, and got the count a little better. Came through. Made the error haunt O'Neal Cruz a little bit.
Braves cash in that error for a run. Here's Andrew Velazquez. Already 7 hits for the Braves. Pick off to first base. Had Luke Williams leaning, and they got him. Pretty good move for a right-hander.
Really quick. Caught him leaning.
So now 2 down for Andrew Velazquez, and the base is empty. Braves leading 4-0 in the top of the third inning. Pitch from Ortiz. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Even with a bag at third, Ke'Bryan Hayes. Everybody else at regular depth. Wind still flying out to center. 1-0 swing and a miss by Velazquez. Ortiz has got some mustard on that fastball. 96, 97, 98.
And it's a little bit of a low slot on his arm angle, too. It's really tough on the right-handers.
1-1 pitch, check swing on a peel down the third base line. Didn't go. 2 balls and a strike. Saw Velazquez ground out to second back in the second inning. 2-1 to the left-handed hitter. Fouled off, and the Braves down to their final strike here in the top of the third. Got another road game tomorrow. Back-to-back road games for the Braves here in Bradenton today to face the Pirates. In Clearwater tomorrow to face the Phillies. And we will see the spring debut of A.J. Smith-Shawver tomorrow. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch to Velazquez. Inside and low, 3-2. Braves will be back at home Thursday and Friday to finish out the week. Leading 4-0 here in the top of the third inning. Righty Ortiz brings us 3-2. That's nowhere near. Low and in with a fastball, 98. 2-out walk will extend the inning now for Ryan Castillo. You look at the box score and you'd see the 4 runs and the 7 hits and immediately be drawn to what Sean Murphy has done, David Fletcher, J.P. Martinez. But as big as any of those, the 2-out walk by Castillo in the second inning to start up that rally. And he's at the plate now. Castillo takes a ball inside. This guy's 32 years old. He's out of Cleveland, Tennessee. He went to Cleveland State Community College. A dozen seasons in the minor leagues for Ryan Castillo. He's been in the minor leagues with the Rockies, the Mariners, and the Braves. There goes the runner at first. Pitch is a called strike. Randall throws down, bounces the throw, and in safely Andrew Velazquez. Turns that walk into a stolen base, and he's at second with 2 down. Interesting story on Ryan Castile. He was actually offered a scholarship to play baseball at the University of Tennessee, which he accepted. He wasn't drafted out of high school. He then rejected that scholarship, went to community college, so he'd be eligible for the draft earlier than if he went to a 4-year university, and was drafted after 1 year of community college ball. Swings and misses there, loses his bat as that flew to the backstop.
That doesn't happen very often, especially to a very pronounced Division I school baseball program like Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
His natural position is catcher. Playing first base today, but he's done a lot of catching in his career.
Slightly open stance in the right-hand batter's box. 1-2 from Ortiz. Outside and low. Backhanded by Grandal. Ryan Castile taps the plate. Pinwheels an all-black bat, gripping it with navy batting gloves. Waiting on the righty Ortiz. A glance to second for him. Now the 2-2 to the plate. That's in for a called third strike. Got the fastball over. Pretty good pitch. And that ends the top of the third inning. But the Braves pick up a run on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. We played 2.5 innings. And as we head to the bottom of the third, it's the Braves 4 and the Pirates nothing.
Of the third, and a look at a baby Brave. Owen Murphy will come on for Chris Sale, who was brilliant today. Murphy was a first-round pick by the Braves back in 2022 out of Riverside Brookfield High School in Illinois. He is just 20 years old, 6'1", 190 right-hander.
Facing Rowdy Tellez, and he comes unraveled on the first pitch. Swung on and missed at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Very different look going from Sale to Murphy. It's a different look going from Sale to anybody, to be quite honest. 0-1 to Tellez. Popped up, spinning back and foul. And that will reach the rooftop of the Braves dugout and then take a big bounce back into the seats.
Murphy was at 2 levels last year. He was at Augusta and Rome, and combined all in starts, 21 starts, 6-4 with a 4.72 ERA. 113 strikeouts in 89 innings.
In search of a strikeout here. 0-2. He'll get it. Tipped by Tellez into the mid of Sean Murphy. It's now 4 straight strikeouts for Braves pitchers going back to last inning. That line for Chris Sale. 2 innings, no runs, no hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Faced 6 batters, got them all out. 2 men who made contact. Brian Reynolds a fly out to right, and Ke'Bryan Hayes a ground out to short. Everybody else went down looking. went down swinging. One down. Here's Jack Sawinski. Take a ball outside. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring.
One-0 pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Braves scored once in the first, twice in the second, once in the third, and leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 to Sawinski. Adam is low and inside. This guy was all or nothing last year, Jack Sawinski. He has belted 45 home runs the last 2 years combined, but a lot of strikeouts. In fact, 172 strikeouts for him last year. 3-0 pitch, whacked out towards right field. Trying to get there is Eli White, and it's over his head into the base of the wall. Into second base, Sawinski. He'll hold there. Yeah, that'll be a one-out double by Jack Sawinski. First base hit of the ball game for the Pirates. Eli White going back into his right, and that just had too much pop on it. Went over his head. So a one-out gapper, and here's Liover Peguero, who bats ninth in Derek Shelton's order. Liover Peguero, 23 years old, from the Dominican, 59 games in the big leagues last year.
Yeah, hit 7 homers.
Sean Murphy now jogging out there to the foot of the mound to chat with Owen Murphy. Opening day, 30 days from today. Good to see that countdown dwindle into the 20s tomorrow, getting closer and closer to opening day. Braves starting out the season on the road at Philadelphia, then at Chicago to face the White Sox before coming home there in the first week of April. Pitch to Peguero, outside, good stop by Murphy. Where do the Pirates start their season?
I forgot to look. I'll look it up for you.
One-0 pitch on the way. Momentum is high. 2 balls, no strikes on Peguero. Pirate team that finished 10 games under 500 last year. 2-0 pitch is high. 3 balls, no strikes.
Stand by. That probably wouldn't help to give you the 2004 schedule, would it?
There's a 3-0 pitch. It's in for a high strike. The old 04 Pirates.
Yeah, it was quite a schedule. They did. Wasn't quite the year they wanted. They open up on the road. That's funny. That's so blurry I can't read it.
3-1 in for a called strike. I'm sorry I asked.
I'll get back to you later today.
Three balls and 2 strikes on Peguero. Braves leading 4-0. Murphy trying to battle all the way back. 3-2 pitch. Cracked in the air to left field. Coming over, Luke Williams plays it on the hop. Getting a stop sign at third base now, Jack Sawinski. And the single by Liover Peguero puts him in the corners with a 1 out. So the 8 and 9 hitters setting the table for the top of the order. And now O'Neal Cruz comes up to the plate in an RBI situation, and he's trying to make up for that error that he committed in the top of the inning that led to an unearned run.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
They open up on the road at Miami, 4 games. And then they go to Washington for 3 before opening up at home on April 5th against the Orioles.
Huge swing and a miss by Cruz. That'll be easy travel to start off the season.
Yeah, right.
Coming from Bradenton down to Miami.
Better than some of the schedules we've seen.
Mm-hmm. It's almost close enough to bust down. I don't think they will, but 0-1 pitch in for a called strike. Make it 0-2 on O'Neal Cruz. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Off over to first base and back in standing, Liover Peguero. Yeah, the Pirates finished 76-86 last season. That marked their 5th straight losing season. And they have finished in either 4th or 5th place in the Central now 7 years in a row. 0-2 to Cruz. Check swing. Believe that he went. They appeal, and they say he didn't go.
Wow. It's a tough break for Murphy.
Battery of Murphy and Murphy. Owen Murphy on the mound. Sean Murphy behind the plate. 1-2 pitch. That missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That Central Division could be up for grabs. Any improvement at all by the Pirates, they could find themselves right in it late in the year. Cardinals were really down last year. Cubs helped themselves yesterday, signing Bellinger.
2-2 missed outside. Well, for the Pirates, just to climb out of 4th or 5th place for the first time in 8 years would be big for them.
It would.
How about this? The Pirates haven't won a division since 1992 when they were in the NL East. In fact, they've never won the National League Central. Hard to believe. 3-2 pitch. High ball 4. That'll load him up now for Brian Reynolds.
That's too bad they had him struck out. Well, Milwaukee traded away their ace. They've got Woodruff still on the IL. Rick Kranitz going to have a chat with Owen Murphy while the left-hander gets busy in the Braves bullpen.
It's really hard to imagine the Cardinals could be as bad as they were last year.
It almost seems impossible.
Pirates finished 5 games ahead of the Cardinals in the standings. Thing with the Pirates is they were in first place in the Central as late as June 15th last year. And then they had a 10-game losing streak that completely derailed them. And a month later, they were in last place after being in first just a month prior.
Doesn't take long, does it?
Not at all.
Fall right out of it.
Funny how that works. You have a good week and a half, and sometimes it feels like you barely make up any ground in the standings. You have a bad week and a half, and that can doom you.
Yes.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Braves leading 4-0. Reynolds 0 for 1 with a flyout. First pitch to him, in for a called strike. Switch hitter swinging it from the left side. Inning started with a strikeout of Rowdy Tellez, but since then Owen Murphy has allowed a double to Sawinski, a single to Peguero, and a walk to Cruz. 0-1 to Reynolds. He'll foul that back. Fought off a fastball, and he's down 0-2. Owen Murphy deserves a good break right here after having one go against him versus Cruz a moment ago. Time taken by Brian Reynolds. Four runs, 7 hits for the Braves. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Pirates. He cuts loose at 0-2. That missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves continue action in the bullpen. Brian Moran, left-hander, up and loosening his arm. Pirates have Cruz at first, Peguero at second, Sawinski at third. Pitch from Murphy. Check swing. They appeal. Strike 3. Murphy probably thinking that's the result he was looking for versus Cruz a moment ago, but at least it gets his ear.
I thought that was a check swing. So I guess it balanced out, right?
Yeah. So it gets the strikeout of Reynolds, arguably the toughest batter to strike out in the order. And now is Ke'Bryan Hayes up to the plate. Ke'Bryan Hayes takes the ball low and outside. This guy won the Gold Glove at third base last year, became the first man since 2012 not named Nolan Arenado to win that award. 1-0 to Hayes. Strike.
Well, he better have a similar year this year, because there's a guy in Atlanta who's going to be breathing down his neck for that Gold Glove.
Yes, sir. Boy, Arenado won that thing 10 years in a row. That's incredible. Ball and a strike on Hayes. Here it is. That'll be slap foul. Here's you a good trivia question. I would not have been able to answer this. But who was the last guy to win a Gold Glove in the National League before Nolan Arenado did?
At third base?
At third base.
Ooh.
Because it was Hayes last year, then 10 years of Arenado, and who won it in 2012?
Scott Rowland.
Not a bad guess. Here's a 1-2 on the way. That's high and outside. Chase Headley with the Padres.
What?
Yeah.
You were looking on the wrong line somewhere. Chase Headley.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. That's sent foul into the parking lot down the right field line. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Owen Murphy trying to keep the Pirates off the board. Looking to get Ke'Bryan Hayes, and his 2-2 pitch on the way to the plate. Lifted down the right field line, slicing foul into the screen. Yeah, I got Hayes last year, and then Arenado from 13 to 22. And in 2012, Chase Headley.
I'll be darned.
You're close on your Scott Rowland guess. Oh, he won it in 2010. Murphy's 2-2. Hit high in the air to deep left center field. Williams and Martinez are back, and they'll watch that lead. That's a grand slam for Ke'Bryan Hayes. And the game is tied up. Owen Murphy was 1 pitch away from getting through the jam unscathed. Instead, he gives up a grand slam to Hayes.
I was just about to say, Ben, that if he can get out of this, it'll be a real confidence booster for a 20-year-old. But that was before he threw that hanger. And with that wind blowing, all Ke'Bryan Hayes had to do was get it in the air. So that's going to end the day, unfortunately, for Murphy.
And the Braves were going to the lefty, Brian Moran. So Murphy struck out to Les, then gave up the double to Sawinski, single to Peguero, walked to Cruz, got a big strike out of Reynolds. And like you mentioned, that wind is flying out to center, so you just get it up in that thing and it's going to set sail. And Martinez and Williams went as far as they could, and they just became admirers. So it is a 4-4 ball game. As we're in the bottom of the third inning, base is empty now, obviously, 2 down. And Brian Moran coming along looking to get Yasmani Grandal and put it into all this mess here in the third inning.
We've seen Moran before. He's got good stuff. One thing about coming into this situation, it's a clean inning if you only get 1 out. Mm-hmm. Everybody's off the bases.
Yeah, we saw Moran Saturday for the first spring training game. Faced the minimum in the third inning versus the Rays that day. First time we've seen him since then. So he becomes the third pitcher used by the Braves in the ball game. Chris Sale went 2 innings, faced 6 batters, struck out 4. And then Murphy gave 4 runs up here in the third inning on the grand slam by Hayes.
Moran has been around a while. He's 35 years old, out of Rye, New York. 6'4", 225. Originally in the Mariners organization, now the University of North Carolina. 1 game with the Angels last year. It's been a while for him.
He's been around a while. We've seen him a pretty good amount of times in spring trainings through the years. There's a called strike. He has Monty Grandal 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Braves had a 4-0 lead. That's been erased on the grand slam by Ke'Bryan Hayes. Swing and a miss by Grandal, 0-2.
Moran at AAA last year for the Braves, 2-1, 3.21 ERA in 38 games.
0-2 sailed all the way to the backstop on the fly. Good time to get that one out of the way.
Mm-hmm. He's got a little Chris Sale delivery in him. Outweighs him by 50 pounds, but his arm angle's about the same.
1-2 pitch fouled off. Yeah, there's so many things that stand out about Sale as just being different. Everything about him just looks different. He's 6'6", 180. Very tall, very lean, and then you throw that arm action in there. Very deceptive. 1-2, good pitch. Swung on a miss by Grandal. So Moran cleans up the mess. Gets the final out in the 3rd inning, but the Pirates score 4 times on the grand slam by Ke'Bryan Hayes. 3 hits in the inning, no errors and none left. We head to the top of the 4th inning, and we're tied up 4 apiece. Joe Simpson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you from LECOM Park in Bradenton, Florida. Braves 4, Pirates 4, and at the top of the 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Braves. J.P. Martinez, David Fletcher, Sean Murphy. This is still the right-hander Ortiz on the mound for the Bucks. J.P. Martinez takes called strike. What did you say, 1923 when they opened up this stadium?
Yes, sir. I think it was called City Park in those days.
0-1, blew that by him. Well,
a couple of other names, and then named eventually for the former longtime manager of the Pirates, Bill McKechnie.
Mm-hmm. They've got a suite in the room to our left. There's the 0-2 pitch on the way. There's a called 3rd strike. Martinez goes down looking at a pretty good fastball. But they've got a picture of this place hanging up in there from 1923. There wasn't much to it outside of the field, was it?
Just some bleachers and some grass and some chalk. Not even sure how much chalk there was. But the Cardinals trained here, and as I said, there's a good picture of Hank Aaron doing some stretching and doing some calisthenics, loosening up in 1957 on this field, too.
David Fletcher takes called strike. Yeah, well, the Pirates have been here since '69. The Braves are here actually in 1938, 39, and 40. 0-1 to Fletcher. That'll miss outside. And then the Braves left here for San Antonio, Texas.
I'm not sure I knew that.
That's a haul for spring training.
Yeah.
They were in San Antonio. Then they came back here 7 years later and been in Florida ever since. 1-1, a slow chopper up the third base line, charging, gloving, and throwing Hayes at a good play. David Fletcher grounds out to third base, 2 down. And then the Braves back here from 48 to 62. So did they go to West Palm at that point?
I believe so.
Wow. So they're at West Palm, 63 to sometime in the late 90s? 99, 2000?
Yeah, 20 years at Disney World.
Uh-huh. Sean Murphy sees one of the dirt skip by. Well, the facility that we're in now, I'm pretty sure we're going to be there for a long time. They're in Northport. 4-4 ball game, top of the fourth. Murphy takes ball inside. Obviously, back in the day, it wasn't near as organized when it came to spring training as it is now, with teams in Arizona and Florida. 2-0 pitch. Used to, you'd see, even Hot Springs, Arkansas hosted teams for multiple years. You're just going anywhere you could have some fields, some facilities, and warm weather, and get ready for a new season. There's a 3-0 pitch to Sean Murphy. And he will line one out to second, knocked down by Leover Peguero. Picks up, throws over to first base, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. That was hit right on the screws. In fact, Peguero shaking his hand. That got on him so quickly, but he makes the play, and the Braves go down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom of the inning, a 4-4 ball game.
Hernandez will be the next Braves pitcher, 5'10", 220, 27 years old. He pitched in the opener at Port Charlotte, worked an inning, gave up 2 hits, including a home run to Jose Siri. This is his second outing of the spring.
Saw him 4 times last year in the regular season. Daysbel Hernandez, good zip on the fastball there, 96, chasing and missing Connor Joe. Joe for 1 with a strikeout. 7 strikeouts for Braves pitchers today. 0-1 is low, 1-1. Braves had a 4-0 lead. Scored once in the first, twice in the second, once in the third, and then Pirates got a grand slam from Ke'Bryan Hayes to tie it up last inning. 1-1 low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Daysbel Hernandez, 27 years old. Could certainly see him a handful of times in the big leagues this year. That'll be fouled off by Joe. He's got good stuff. Just looking to remain consistent, throw a bunch of strikes. Last year, 3 2/3 of an inning, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts at the big league level. And most of his time at AAA. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Connor Joe. Hernandez gets him to pop up right field down the line. A trio of Braves in the neighborhood. And the second baseman, David Fletcher, on behind Ryan Castillo, makes the catch down the right field line.
Did you see how far that ball moved?
Moved a ton, didn't it?
Yeah, it was way over in foul territory, and he caught it in fair territory.
Got a batter's eye in straightaway center that's probably about 25 feet high, and they've got 3 flags on the top of it. And they have been blowing straight out the entire ball game. So you got a jet stream out to center and left center. There's a hot shot up the middle to his left, gliding, gloving, spinning, throwing Velasquez. Couldn't get much on the throw. Did a nice job just to get leather on it. That'll be a base hit for Edward Oliveros.
You know what? He was having to throw as he was spinning, but if he gets that to the base, they might have gotten him. That's how good that play was.
Coming off the bat, I don't think he had a shot to get there.
No. Nice play.
Runner at first, went out for Rowdy Tellez. Takes the ball low and inside. Rowdy Tellez. Born Ryan Tellez, but he actually earned his nickname when he was still in the womb. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Turned on, sent foul. Said that he kicked so much when his mother was pregnant, they started calling him Baby Rowdy.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well for his mom, does it?
Not at all. That pregnancy had to have been a wild ride. And he's been Rowdy Tellez ever since. 1-1 in for a called strike. 28 years old from Elk Grove, California. We've seen him with the Blue Jays and the Brewers. Big boy, 6'4", 270.
He could do some damage in that short porch at PNC Park.
You know he's thought about that a time or two. I think that's the appropriate height and weight for a guy nicknamed Rowdy.
Uh-huh.
You can't run out there 5'9", $160.
No.
And be rowdy. 1-2 bounced in the dirt.
I thought he fit in perfectly in a Brewer uniform with that size, those dimensions.
Yeah. 2-2 to Tellez. Popped up and back towards us and out of here for a foul ball.
We can't get hit by a foul ball here.
Not anymore.
They extended the net from the backstop all the way up to the roof line above us. So unless the net breaks, we're safe.
Pitch is low. Now, we've had some close calls through the years. Matter of fact, one of those close calls might be the reason they extended that netting above where we sit. Because they almost killed J-Chad one year. Runner goes 3-2 in the air to left field. Over to his right, Luke Williams, fighting the sun, puts it in park. He's got it, makes the catch. And 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. JC, you remember the batter? Ryan Domet. Ryan Domet almost domed J-Chad. That audio still exists somewhere, doesn't it? Yeah, he does. Yeah, he sits on a stool behind us. It's on the way to Sawinski, misses high, and Domet sent a bullet back here that put a hole in the wall behind where J-Chad sits, and all you could hear was J-Chad falling off the stool and falling down the stairs. 1-0 blown by him.
Oh, I wish I'd have been here for that one.
Now, Daysbel Hernandez having an issue with his pitch count device. Explaining to Jansen Visconti, home plate umpire. Fastball misses high. Snap throw down to first base by Murphy. Not in time to get Olivares.
Like that. Left-handed hitter. Fastball, high pitch. Murphy just kind of flipped it from behind the hitter.
2-1 from Hernandez. Low and inside. And hopscotch back out of the way of that thing. So 3-1 on Jack Sawinski. It was Sawinski who doubled in the third inning. And started that rally for the Pirates there in the third, where they scored 4 times to tie the game. 3-1, turned on, bounce foul. Over by the Pirates dugout, 3-2. Braves 4, Pirates 4, bottom of the fourth. Runner at first base, 2 down. Daysbel Hernandez looking for one more strike. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, that's fouled off. Looking ahead to the 5th inning, it'll be Luplow, White, and Evans for the Braves. That's the middle 3 in the order. Right-hander Daysbel Hernandez set right at the belly. Runner goes, 3-2, fouled back again. Mentioned earlier that Sawinski was amongst the league leaders in strikeouts last year. That's exactly what Hernandez wants right here. Olivares goes, 3-2, low and inside, ball 4. 2-out walk will extend the inning for the number 9 hitter, Liover Peguero. That's the second walk allowed by the Braves in the ball game. The other 2 are O'Neill Cruz in the 3rd inning. And that's when they thought they had him struck out.
Yeah, they did. Just didn't get the call.
Peguero 1 for 1 with a single. Takes the first pitch strike. Fastball 96 from Daysbel Hernandez. Hernandez had an ERA of 2.19 in the minor leagues last year. Good minor league numbers. Well, 1 is low. And while he only had 4 major league appearances, an ERA of 7.36 at the big league level.
Got off to a great start, though, with that win in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
His debut.
Cuts loose a 1-1. Bounced foul over by the third base coach, Mike Ribello. And a 1-2 count now on Liover Peguero. Olivares at second, Sawinski at first. 1-2 to the plate. Fouled off. Well, he's gotten all these batters down to 2 strikes, and they've fouled off some tough pitches to hang alive.
He's tried changing speeds, and it's almost like he's making too good a pitch when he gets ahead. Try to get him to chase one.
1-2, fouled off again. Lands on the canopy rooftop down the first base line. They've got these rooftops covering the stands down the first and third base lines before it opens up into the bleachers with no canopy over the top of the stands down there. 1-2 and a soft ground ball to short. That'll be gloved by Velasquez. Underhand toss to Fletcher. And there's out number 3. So nothing doing for the Pirates there in the bottom of the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. And as we head to the top of the 5th inning, still a 4-4 ball game.
Luplow 0 for 2 today. Is struck out and flied out. Takes high and outside, ball 1. Hernandez, a former Dodger minor leaguer, was taken in the Rule 5 draft by the Pirates in 22. Backdoor pitch miss is in there for a strike, 1-1. It's a beautiful day. I'm surprised how many fans are sitting under those awnings you were talking about. Hard hit ball to third. A 2-hopper. Brian Hayes has it. From one knee, he steps up and fires to first for the out.
Yeah, they found a place in the shade today on a day where it'd be nice to be in the sunshine.
Yeah. Bleachers extending down from the third base and first base bag are uncovered. And then they've got a walkway out in the outfield, wraps all the way around from foul pole to foul pole. Here's Eli White. He has singled, reached on an error, stolen a base, and scored a run. Ball 1 to him, 1-0. Hernandez works out of the stretch, delivers a strike. Stretching the deliveries high and outside. Looks like we've got a new catcher. Might be Henry Davis, former first pick. I think it is. Next delivery's high. And the count 3-1. Last year he had played the outfield a lot to get any playing time. Didn't have a particularly good year. And they're hoping that he will find his swing back in his normal position of catcher. Strike call, 3-2. But they signed Yasmani Grandal, who started today's game. Little veteran influence and expertise to try to help him out. Payoff pitch fouled off. But the way they're talking about Davis right now, it's almost like he may not make the club. He's really got to have a good spring.
He was number 1 overall
a
few years back.
Louisville?
Uh-huh. Yeah, when we played the Pirates last year, I believe they had him in right field.
Yeah. Payoff pitch again is high, and a leadoff will make it a 1-out walk to Eli White. He's on for the third time. That'll bring up Phillip Evans, who has hit into a fielder's choice. He's also grounded out. Got a runner over to third to set up an RBI, his last at bat. An RBI collected by Luke Williams. Runner at first, and the pitch to Evans, a strike. They've also got a covered section of seats out in left field. Sits high up above the fence. Pretty good bleacher view from there. Swing and a drive down the left field line, hooking foul onto that decking, that walkway that circles the field by Williams. That was just to the left of the Braves bullpen. Said Williams, I should have said Evans. Luke Williams on deck. Throw to first, runner back. Eli White has 1 stolen base. Might try it again. Tie game 4-4. Braves led 4-0, and then a Brian Hayes grand slam in the third tied it. And the pitch, high. 1-2 the count. Wind still blowing straight out. And the next pitch swung on, foul back. There's a bunch of birds flying around. And the shadows of those birds on the infield right out between the pitcher and the hitter make it a little distracting.
Yeah, they're very early.
There are birds, right? It's not floaters.
Right. They're actually birds.
Okay.
You're not just seeing things.
Good. Stretching the delivery in the dirt. Nice block by Davis. Runner started to go, but White is back to first base. Nice stop by Henry Davis. 94 on that pitch from Hernandez.
Floaters are the worst during day games, aren't they?
Awful. Pretty tough when you're trying to follow your golf ball, too. Breaking ball outside. Full count. Good at bat by Evans. Peguero, the second baseman, playing up the middle. Pirates would like to have an opportunity to turn 2. Hernandez wants a ground ball. Let's see if White's running. He is not. Throw to first. Best move for Hernandez. He was right there, but Eli White was not buying it. Big lead. White not going. The pitch grounded up the middle. Might get through. No, backhanded and caught. Flipped to second. Relay to first. Not in time. What a play by Peguero, who went to the dirt to backhand the ball right over the bag. Flipped with his glove over to O'Neal Cruz, who actually I think had to pick it up off the ground and then still almost got the double play. So they get the force play. 2 out in the inning. And now Luke Williams will hit.
Well, with Cruz's arm, Peguero knew if he could just get it to him, they had a shot at the double play. And he did a pretty good job just to make it close over there at first.
And now the umpire saying something to the pitcher Hernandez, maybe about giving the hitter a chance to get in the box. Evans not much of a threat to run, but he's got a good lead. And Williams checked his swing on one in the dirt, but he went around. Luke today has struck out, singled, driven in a run. If you just joined us, as advertised, Chris Sale was outstanding. 2 perfect innings, struck out 4. Next pitch to Williams, swung on, hit in the air to left field, but it's not going to be deep enough. Reynolds is over there near the line. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied 4-4.
4-4 ball game. Braves had to replace the battery. Got a brand new battery. Ben Bowden is on the mound. Drake Baldwin is behind the plate catching now. Left-hander Ben Bowden, 6'4", 250 out of Lynn, Massachusetts, 29 years old, on for the second time this spring.
And he'll face the top of the order. That's O'Neill Cruz, who takes outside, ball one, lefty on lefty. Bowden pitched in game one at Port Charlotte, gave up a hit and a home run to Jake Mangum, walked a batter, struck out a batter. Left-hander fires outside, ball two. O'Neill Cruz today has struck out twice, but once they didn't call it. And he wound up drawing a walk and scored a run. 2-0 pitch inside, 3-0. Bowden with a good fastball. Spent all of last year in AAA with the Phillies. .30, swing and a miss. Cruz trying to pick on the 3-0 pitch. Helmet flies off. The hair's flying everywhere. He and Connor Joe got some long hair. All the way down to their nameplate. 3-1. Ball four. O'Neill still standing. He thought it was a strike too. Didn't get the call, and Braves dugout letting Jansen Visconti hear about it. So a leadoff walk.
Well, it's 6-7. That might have been a strike to about anybody else in the lineup.
Yeah. Brian Reynolds has flied out and struck out. Pitch to him, batting right-handed. Swung on, foul, tipped over to the Braves dugout. Reynolds last year, another good year. 24 homers, 84 RBIs, 12 stolen bases. His batting average was down a little bit for him. He had .263. The 0-1. Blocked by Drake Baldwin, the new catcher. 1-1 the count. I think that's what's as impressive about Chris Sale's outing, Ben, is that it was against 6 major league hitters.
Yeah.
Regulars in the lineup for the Pirates at those first 2 innings. The 1-1. Outside 2-1.
It's a road game, so the team at home is going to be more likely to play their major leaguers. And what he did today would have been impressive versus anybody, but I'm right there with you. These are guys who will be standing on the line opening day for the Pirates.
Next delivery, swung on, hit in the air to center, and hit pretty hard. Back goes Martinez. He looks up, and that one was on the top of the batter's eye, Ben. With the wind, Brian Reynolds hits it over the 400-foot mark and over the 25-foot high batter's eye. And the Pirates are leading 6-4.
Yeah, no doubter. And you and I have been talking about the wind the entire day. And if this had been a day with no wind, I think that still gets out of here. But with the wind doing what it's doing, as soon as it came off his bat, given where that was going, he knew it was out of here.
First home run of the spring for Brian Reynolds. Brian Hayes hit a grand slam in the 3rd inning to tie the game. Takes inside, ball 1. He is also grounded out. There's a strike, 1-1. Hayes stands pretty straight up, fairly straight up in the right-handed batter's box and up on the ball of his left foot, that front foot. Swings, and he puts a charge in one to deep center. Martinez has room, though, and he's there for that one. 1 out.
Well, and to your point about the batters that Sale has faced, look at what these guys have done since he came out of the ball game. They've hit the ball well. A few home runs. That's a very good portion of their order that Sale had a lot of success against.
Henry Davis gets his first at bat of the game. Right-handed hitter, strong, powerful hitter, swing and a miss. Ben Bowden delivers. Swing and a miss again. Took a little off. 0-2. This is another guy. You're talking about Sawinski earlier, Ben, about all or nothing. This is kind of what Davis was about last year, too. 0-2 delivery. All or nothing. This time it's nothing. 3 straight swings and misses.
Yeah, he had 69 strikeouts and 225 at-bats last year. Davis hit .213, 7 homers, 62 games. But yeah, you got to curb those strikeouts, don't you?
Yeah. Connor Joe has struck out and flied out. He's the DH today. Out of San Diego. Former Rocky. Bowden's 1-0 pitch to him is a strike, 1-1. Bowden working quickly. Back to the plate. Skips one up there again. Drake Baldwin takes one off the leg. 2-1. Bowden's a tall, lanky left-hander. Comes set at the belt. Delivers. Hit the target but didn't get the call. And the count goes 3-1. 91 on that pitch. Edward Olivares would be next. 2 out. And the pitch, ball 4. Talked about this all week, Ben, that for these guys that are getting some opportunities, getting some work, the absolute worst thing you can do is walk people.
Very much so.
I mean, it's worse than getting knocked around and giving up a run or two. But when you walk people, those marks against you are pretty dark. Here's Olivares. He has struck out and singled, and he takes ball 1.
And Bowden, one of those guys that you're talking about, because he's been to the big leagues before. That was with the Rockies 3 years ago, but he hasn't been back since.
Stretching the pitch. There's a strike.
So he'd like to put himself in a position where if there were a need, he'd be one of the first men called up. But the walks in February and March certainly don't help your cause in June and July.
No, sir. 1-1 down and in. Olivares takes ball 2.
He was a former second-round pick of the Rockies out of Vanderbilt. Matter of fact, when the Rockies drafted him, that was 1 pick after the Braves took Kyle Muller.
How about that? Connor Joe leads from first. Pirates up 6-4. And the pitch. Ooh, over but low, I guess. Bowden can't believe he didn't get that call. Zone's been pretty tight today, got to say. And it was that way from the beginning. 3-1 to Olivares. And the pitch. Swung on, fought off into shallow left center field. On the run, Williams. He'll get there and make the catch. Nice running play by Luke. And the inning is over. 2 runs, though, on the home run by Reynolds that put the Pirates on top. We go to the 6th, 6-4, Pittsburgh.
Out a brand new hurler. This is right-hander Hunter Stratton, 6'4", 225. He's from Morristown, Tennessee. Former 16th round selection of the Pirates in 2017. He made it to the big leagues last year for 8 appearances, no record in a 2.25 ERA. And he's on the mound here. Lots of changes for the Pirates. Joe's favorite Pirate, Seth Beer, is in the ball game at first base. I think he's both of our favorite players for the Pirates. Mike Jarvis is at second base. At third base, I have...
That's Jackson Glenn.
Okay, Jackson Glenn. And that's all I have. We'll keep working on the rest of them.
Got a new left fielder, too. And we are fresh out of luck on that. So for the Braves against Stratton, Velasquez will lead it off, and he swings and misses.
All right, in center field, I have Jace Bowen. And in right field, I have Jesus Castillo.
Thank you. Secret guy out in left. Velasquez today, 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. Swing and a miss. Stratton to the plate. Swing and a drive to left center field and pretty deep. On the run, Bowen in center field. He'll have to play it off the wall. Fires it in quickly, but down to second with a stand-up double. Andrew Velasquez. Good start to the Braves half of the 6th inning. That ball jumped.
First Braves hit since the single by Williams in the 3rd inning.
And Ryan Castillo will be the batter. He has walked and scored a run and struck out.
Joe, that is Trace Gonzalez in left field.
Thank you. First pitch to Castillo is a strike. Stratton checks the runner at second. Fires. Swing and a miss. Castillo chased a bad ball. 0-2. Seth Beer at first base is a Atlanta product. Metro Atlanta. C.J. Nitkowski, the new Braves TV analyst, texted me with some information there as Castillo's caught looking again. 1 out in the 6th. Actually went to Kingsridge High School. I didn't know they allowed beer. Christian school, but must have made an exception. Top of the order, J.P. Martinez. He's had a good day. Been on base twice, swing and a miss. He doubled and scored in the 1st, hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. 6-4, Pirates on top. Breaking ball outside, 1-1. Braves led 4-0, but a grand slam by Brian Hayes in the 3rd tied it. Brian Reynolds homered in the 5th to give him the lead. Next offering, swung on and missed. Velasquez led off the inning with a double. He's at second with 1 out, and the pitch hit hard but foul down the first base line. That's right near where Martinez doubled in the 1st inning. It went right over the top of the bag. One and two the count. The pitch. Breaking ball missed. 2-2. You know, those palm trees out in right field are nice too, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are.
They run almost from, well, they do, from the right field foul line all the way across to right center. Got a lot of umbrella tables out there. 2-2 in the dirt. Nice stop by Henry Davis. Full count. Let's pause for station identification here on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 1037 FM.
Elvin and Jay Chad back with you from Bradenton, Florida. Pirates on top 6-4. Next pitch swung on and missed by Martinez. Foul tip, I guess, into the glove of Davis. 2 down. David Fletcher, the batter. He's 2 for 3 today with an RBI.
Yeah, I think if I were coming down from up north, first thing I'd want to see would be those palm trees at a ballpark.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch for the Grapefruit League.
Mm-hmm. Fletcher takes outside, ball 1. Well, we were talking about this ballpark opening up in 1923. It is by far the oldest stadium in the Grapefruit League. At least this location is. 1-0, check swing. He didn't go. 2-0.
I guess the Pirates and the Tigers have been at their spring homes longer than anybody down here.
Is that Joker Merchant?
Yeah, Joker Merchant Stadium.
2-0. Strike call. 2-1.
And I think the Tigers have been there since the 30s, but not on those grounds.
Okay.
I think the Pirates have been right here on these grounds since '69.
Yeah. The next pitch to Fletcher, just off the plate outside, ball 3, 3-1. Drake Baldwin on deck. Anytime you've played baseball on the same site for 100 and now 101 years, that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
3-1 pitch. Strike call. Fletcher was on his way to first. Full count.
Well, this field looks outstanding.
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful field.
I've got a circle mode right around the pitcher's mound that extends out probably 10 or 12 feet away from the mound. Perfect circle. There's ball 4. Fletcher will trot to first. First and second, 2 out. They've got another circle just like it out in center field. It's kind of like what you see when you fly over the farmland of America on a jet. You see all the irrigation.
Yeah.
The irrigation sites from the circular sprinklers.
I was thinking that was a crop circle out there, and they had a UFO landing.
Could have been.
Overnight.
Mm-hmm. Drake Baldwin fouls one at the plate. 0-1. He was the award winner, the Henry Aaron Award winner for the minor leagues last year as a top offensive player, Drake Baldwin. Left-handed hitting catcher. Stratton wants a new baseball and gets it. Got Velasquez at second. He led off the inning with a double. Fletcher's drawn a 2-out walk. First and second. The 0-1 to Baldwin. Down low to even the count. Jordan Luplow is on deck. Braves head to Clearwater tomorrow to play the Phillies. A.J. Smith-Shawver on the mound for the Braves against Tyler Phillips. Next pitch is low. 2-1. Now time called, and Henry Davis is going to go to the mound. It's a nice ballpark over there at Clearwater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got a good spot over there. I'm excited to see A.J. Smith-Shawver, not just tomorrow, but in spring in general, because we've talked about 4 guys in the rotation that we feel pretty good about, with obviously Breed, Strider, Sale, and Morton. And that last spot, I think there's some guys who, if they have a really solid spring, could work their way right into that spot.
I 100% agree. We saw some glimpses of Smith-Shawver and his stuff at times last year, and other times where he was fighting command just a little bit. Meeting over on the mound, the pitch swung on, hit on the ground, a 2-hopper out to second base. Jarvis has got it. He'll throw to first in time, and the inning is over. Braves threaten, come up empty. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 6-4 Pirates.
Sixth inning, lots of changes for Atlanta. On the mound, Tommy Doyle, big 6'6" right-hander out there for the second time this spring. New first baseman, Cade Bunnell. New second baseman, Leury Garcia. Alejo Lopez is the new shortstop, and Luke Waddell is the new third baseman. Ethan Workinger takes over in left field. Forrest Wall is the new center fielder, and Justin Dean is in right.
Other than that, we don't have any changes. And the first pitch from Doyle to the new first baseman. That is Seth Beer, swing and a miss. And he takes strike two. Strong right-handed hitter. Came on for Rowdy Tellez last inning. Tommy Doyle fires down and away, ball one. Doyle pitched in game one of the spring training schedule. Gave up an unearned run on a couple of hits, but struck out two at Port Charlotte. Works out of the stretch. Misses outside 2-2. Two pitch. Check swing. He didn't go. Full count. I don't think that's Beer.
That is Jack Brannigan.
That's Brannigan.
Taking over at shortstop.
And he draws a walk. So obviously they didn't just switch up in their usual spots for their position. And this is Matt Frazier, who will hit in Sawinski's place. Left-handed hitter. And a strike call. Yet another walk. 4 walks on the day so far for Braves pitchers. 2 have scored. Frazier swinging a foul tip. 0-2.
So Matt Frazier had taken over in right. We had Jesus Castillo. That's my fault. I mistaken 87 for 97. And
hey, it happens.
It happens down here every day.
Doyle checks the runner, swinging a foul tip again at the plate. Frazier stays alive. Pirates leading 6-4, looking for their first win in the Grapefruit League. They're 0-3. Brannigan leads from first. Pitch to the plate. It's high. A ball and 2 strikes. Chris Sale, 2 innings of perfect baseball, struck out 4. Down and in, ball 2, 2-2. Owen Murphy, 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, a walk, and 4 runs. Moran, an inning, 1/3 of an inning. Daysbel Hernandez, an inning with a hit and a walk, no runs. Doyle misses again, full count. And Bowden, an inning, a hit, 2 walks, 2 runs, and a strikeout. Gave up a home run to Reynolds. Full count. We'll see if Brannigan's running. He is not. Pitch is pulled foul down the right field line.
They've got Seth Beer on deck, so he'd be batting 9th.
Okay.
Brannigan, Frazier, and Beer here in the inning.
This complicates matters when you don't put them right back in the same spot they're substituting for. Have to take that up with Derek Shelton. There goes the runner. This pitch is tapped back to the mound. Doyle fields. Throws it away down the right field line. A collision at first with Bunnell and the runner That allows Brannigan to move all the way around to third as the ball was retrieved by Garcia. Doyle came in off the mound toward home plate, picked it up and threw the ball right in the path of the runner, and nothing Bunnell could do. So an E1.
Lucky no one got hurt down there.
Yeah.
Could have been a pretty bad collision at first base. Frazier lost his helmet. Fortunately, everybody stayed on their feet down there.
So now we've got Seth Beer. Left-handed hitter, and the pitch, swing and a ground ball foul. Oh boy, pretty good work down there at first base. First base coach just stuck out his foot, fielded it, and threw it in the crowd. Mindy, no, that's not Mindy Lopez.
That's Tarek Brock.
Tarek Brock. Beer takes inside. 1-1 the count. Doyle in some trouble. First and third, nobody out. The pitch swung on, popped up. Down the third base line. Trouble for everybody, and it's going to drop in no man's land out behind third. And a run will score. That will make it 7-4 on the bloop single by Seth Beer. Stopping at second was Frazier.
Yeah, right off the hands and in the air a long time, but really your best hope for that was the shortstop Alejo Lopez, and that was out of his reach.
Yeah, and he was cheated up the middle a little bit for a double play possibility. So Jace Bowen is in the leadoff spot, and he takes outside ball one. First and second, still nobody out. 7-4, Pittsburgh. Ground ball foul, third base side, off the tarp. And Luke Waddell will have to retrieve that one. Ethan Workinger in left field. This is the first time I've seen him. He had a long way to go to try to catch that pop-up, too. Next pitch, check swing, dumped into right field. That's going to drop for a hit. Dean's on it. Runner's going to try to score. It's cut off. Throw to third, and safe at third is Beer. Bowen just stopped his swing. The ball found the bat, and he dumped it out in front of Dean in right field for an RBI. And it's 8-4 Pittsburgh.
You mentioned no man's land on the base hit by Beer to left a moment ago. This is about the exact same spot, other side of the field to right field. And it was perfectly placed out there.
Trace Gonzalez, the batter. Left-handed hitter. There goes the runner from first. Throw down is off the mark. Drake Baldwin didn't have a real good grip on that one. Bowen gets the stolen base there at second and third, and still nobody out. Infield comes in. The pitch swung on, rolled foul, first base side. So do you think Gonzalez is like the third?
That makes sense.
So they just decided to call him Trace?
Trace Gonzalez.
Takes a strike, 0-2.
That makes sense.
Make it 1-2.
By the way, the Braves have Anthony Vizcaya tossing in the bullpen.
Nobody out for Doyle. Rough inning. In the dirt, blocked by Baldwin.
Yeah, and I'm sorry this happened on your watch. You didn't deserve this. You brought donuts today. You were a nice guy today. You didn't deserve anything like this.
Well, I brought donuts for you guys and bananas for me.
Yet somehow you found your way to those donuts.
They were there. 2-2 pitch is high. I've got full count, but scoreboard says 2-2. We'll go with the scoreboard and the pitch. I was right. Ball 4. Gonzalez draws a free pass. That'll load him up. Second walk issued by Doyle. This should be Glenn, but instead we're going to have a pitching change. Walt Weiss making his way out. If you just joined us, Brian Snitker did not make the trip today. He was a little under the weather. Walt Weiss is the manager. So that'll do it for Doyle, who did not retire a batter.
And this will be the right-hander Anthony Vizcaya, Vizcaya. 5'11", 230, right-hander from Venezuela. He has spent 5 seasons in the minor leagues. Let's see, last season he was in the Mexican League. In fact, he spent 9 seasons pitching overseas, most of that in the Mexican League. But he was previously with the Mets, Twins, and Guardians organizations. So he has been a lifelong minor leaguer. Between his time overseas and the minor leagues, altogether 11 seasons. And only one of those he's seen at the AAA level. So it's Anthony Vizcaya who will be taking over for Doyle. Things didn't go all that well for Doyle, facing 5 batters, 2 walks, an error didn't help, and also a couple of bloop singles. That's a tough luck line for Doyle, isn't it?
Well, the error compounded things. That would have helped a lot if he could have just made the play on that swinging bunt, but he threw it away, and that just led to more problems. Braves signed Vizcaya after he was pitching in winter ball this winter bin in Venezuela. Scouting report is that he's got a rubber arm. Looks normal from here. Mid-90s fastball. Hard curveball. So we'll get our first look at him. And as you say, he's been around the horn.
He has. Well, he's looking at his career. He's pitched all over the place. All over the place. So pitching here, looking for an out. You played in the Venezuelan Winter League once, didn't you?
I did. It's a good league, fast league. Mike Jarvis, the second baseman, the batter. He'll bat with the bases loaded and nobody out. This guy out of the plate. Over but low, ball 1. Vizcaya. Anthony Vizcaya. Out of the stretch, he misses outside, ball 2. Bases full of Bucks. 2-0 pitch, popped up. Center field. Forrest Wall coming in. He'll make the catch. Runner tagged. Here comes the throw. Air mailed all the way to the plate, but too late. All the runners move up. Another run scores. It's 9-4. Pittsburgh. That run charged to Doyle. And the first out of the inning. And runners move up to second and third on the very high, long throw by Forrest Wall.
Yeah, that thing took off, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Had some altitude on that throw.
It's like he was throwing into the wind, and the wind caught it and just pushed it up. Here's Henry Davis for his second at bat. Struck out his first time. Infield backs up. Breaking ball down low, 2-0. Give Jarvis a sacrifice fly. This guy out of the plate, just off the plate outside. 3-0. First at bat, Davis swung 3 times and missed. Now he's got 3 pitches without getting an opportunity to swing. Swinging 3-0, sends a drive to right center. Dean on the run, circles around. The wind kind of pushed it away from him, but he was able to haul it in. Tagging and scoring from third base is Bowen. Moving over to third is Gonzalez. And that makes it 10-4. Pittsburgh. What'd you say earlier? This is your fault.
Yeah, I'll take it. But I stand by what I said. I said even if the Pirates were to win this game 10-3, I'd still be heading back to Northport feeling good about Chris Sale. Doesn't mean I'm enjoying this, but I am excited with what we saw from Chris Sale.
Putting it on you.
So that's my fault.
This is Abraham Gutierrez batting for Connor Joe. And he takes ball 1. And a change up inside makes it 2-0. I'd like to see an accountant, a CPA come in here and look at my scorebook and try to make sense of it.
You need an entire accounting firm.
Yeah. Outside. 3-0. Seeing a few of these counts. See if he's swinging 3-0. He is not. And there's a strike, 3-1. 2 out, 2 sacrifice flies, 4 runs across. 10-4 Pirates. Braves still out. Hit them 8-7. 3-1. Swung on and hammered. Deep left field. That is over the awning in left field and into the parking lot. Abraham Gutierrez makes it 12-4 with a long home run, folks.
Earlier you mentioned that there are some bleachers that have a canopy rooftop over them out in left field. That cleared the canopy rooftop. That's off in a neighborhood somewhere.
Boom. And the 9th batter to bat this inning will be Jackson Glenn. And he takes a slider for a strike. Third home run of the day hit by the Pirates. Inside, 1-1. Brian Hayes a grand slam in the 3rd, 2-run homer for Brian Reynolds in the 5th, 2-run homer for Gutierrez here in the 6th. Low and away. 2-1. Swing and a fly ball hit to right center field. Forrest Wall looks up, and that one's going to sail off of the tiki hut in right center. Wind carried that one out of here for Glenn. Back-to-back homers for the Pirates. 7-run inning. (13-4) Pittsburgh. And Jack Brannigan, who started this inning with a walk, it's his second at bat. This guy, first pitch strike. Getting that slider in there, but Having a little trouble putting guys away. Another fly ball. Deep right center. But Forrest Wall fighting the sun. He's got it right on the edge of the track. That one stayed in the ballpark, believe it or not. And the inning is over. 7 runs, 4 hits, an error, and nobody left. We go to the 7th. Make it live, Ben. 13-4, Pirates.
My fave apps can be lifesavers.
Kyle Nicholas will be the next man on the mound for the Pirates. 6'4", 225. Out of Ohio and Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. And we go to the 7th. And here to tell you all about it the rest of the way is Ben Ingram.
I can't wait. Here's Nacho Alvarez. Takes a call at strike 0-1. Good to see Nacho again. 0-1 to Alvarez. He'll swing and send one foul. That's out of sight over the bleachers down the right field line. Right-hander Nicholas, originally drafted by the Marlins. They traded him to the Pirates in the deal that sent Jacob Stallings, the catcher, to Miami. 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves had a 4-0 lead. And since then, 13 unanswered runs by the Pirates. They have done it in every way you can imagine. 7-run 6th inning stung the most. Pitch up and in. But the good news is it's just spring training. And we got to see some good stuff out of Chris Sale earlier today. Sean Murphy, one of the other regulars, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Looked really good behind the plate. 2-2, a chase and a miss by Nacho. And 1 down here in the 7th inning. Nicholas, the 6th pitcher used by Derek Shelton in the ball game. As they have gone Gonzalez, Junker, Ortiz, Hernandez, Stratton, and Nicholas. Two down for Justin Dean. Up and in. That's actually going to be a strike. That grazed the knob of his bat and went into the mid of Henry Davis. Tough luck strike there for Justin Dean. 0-1 to Dean and a slow roller. Foul down the third baseline. Justin Dean, a guy we've seen in spring training the last 2-3 seasons. Seen him in right field today, waiting on the 0-2. That'll miss low and outside. One-two to Dean. Check swing. He went for strike 3. And even if he didn't in a 13-4 ball game, that's going to be a strike 3 every time.
Yep.
So now Luke Waddell up to the plate. Saw Luke take over at third base an inning ago. He'll receive a first pitch strike. Right-hander Nicholas fires. Sent foul onto the rooftop canopy down the third base line. 0-2 on Luke Waddell. He's in search of a very quick inning. 0-2 pitch. Low and inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nicholas made his major league debut last year, making the big league club there with Pittsburgh, and he was hardly the first Pirate to do so last year. There's a ground ball guy to the third, past a diving Jackson Glenn. Had a base hit into left field. Luke Waddell with a 2-out single. How about this? Last year when Nicholas made his major league debut, he became the 14th Pirate to make his major league debut last season.
Oh, my.
That's a ton in one season. Henry Davis, Indy Rodriguez, Quinn Priester, whole bunch of other guys.
And yet they won 76 games.
Yeah.
Again, I said this last year. These guys are being taught to play the game the right way by Derek Shelton and his staff. They're very fundamentally sound. They try to make up for maybe some shortcomings in talent in various spots in the order and pitching. They make up for it in hard work and fundamentals.
Ethan Workinger takes a ball up and in. In fact, something that you and I have noticed last couple of seasons under Derek Shelton, we've seen them regularly take infield a lot more than most teams do.
100%.
One out to Workinger, misses high. Quick meeting at the mound. Henry Davis out there visiting with Nicholas.
Yeah, you like that too. Meetings on the mound. 13-4.
They get on the same page even though they have a 9-run lead. 13 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Pirates. Braves have 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Nicholas brings it. Workinger swings and misses. 2 balls and a strike.
Workinger is out of Encinitas, California.
2-1 in for a strike, 2-2.
He's from California Connections Academy in San Juan Capistrano. I almost said California Corrections Academy. Glad I looked at that again.
That'd have been a story.
Yeah.
2-2 missed outside, 3-2.
He was at Rome and Augusta last year. Combined to hit .258, 12 homers. Way to go.
The prestigious California Corrections Academy. Runner goes 3-2, fouled off by Workinger.
It's one of the few academies that's very easy to get into.
Yeah. Quite the exception rate there. Count runs full on Workinger. Yeah, Waddell will be taken off again. There he goes, 3-2. Tripled foul in front of the plate. Rolled down the third base line. Do it again with a 3-2 count on Workinger. And if he reaches, then Alejo Lopez would come up to the plate. So tomorrow is your final day of duty for your first tour of the Grapefruit League, right?
That's correct. Gone for a week, back for a week.
3-2 is low and outside. 2-out walk puts runners at first and second base.
Good at bat by Ethan.
Workinger down to first base, and Luke Waddell down to second. 13-4 Pirates. Lopez on the first pitch he sees hits a ground ball to first. Gloved by Seth Beer. Takes it to the bag. And that'll end the top of the 7th. Braves got a base hit and a walk with 2 down, but nothing to show for it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Time to stretch here in Bradenton. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Pirates 13, Braves 4.
For him, he worked an inning over in Port Charlotte, gave up a couple of hits and a run, also had a strikeout.
Starts it off with a ball high versus Matt Frazier. Pirates 13, Braves 4. There's 1-0 pitch to Matt Frazier. Sent foul over the bleachers down the left field line. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one on Frazier. He reached on that error charge to Doyle an inning ago. Frazier hits one way up in the air to right field. Over to his right, Justin Dean. Wind pushes this back to the edge of the warning track. But Dean is there. And 1 out here in the 7th inning. Good job by our navigator today, Jonathan Chadwick, driving us to Bradenton. Hopefully we had the right direction once we leave here. You only had that mistake happen one time. That was when we left Tampa a few years ago.
Whew.
That was a long day, wasn't it?
Yeah, was that Tampa or Clearwater?
I thought it was Tampa. Because the game got rained out about the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Ball high and outside.
It's tough to get to Northport from Tampa if you drive north.
Yeah. One to Seth Beer outside. Of course, it's not that we were on our A game either. We weren't sharp enough to even realize we were going north. We had gone about 50 miles.
Well, we were doing our homework for the next day.
Of course. 2-0 to Beer. Out of miss outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Yeah, this isn't a bad little trip up from Northport. Maybe an hour. Bradenton, really pretty area. They've got gorgeous beaches about 8 miles from here as the crow flies. 3-0 pitch. That'll be swung on and missed. Anna Maria Island, not too far from here. So really nice beach resort here in the Bradenton area. There's a 3-1 on the way to Beer. Blew that by him. 94-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Walsh. And after the ball game, we'll just hop on 75, go due south about an hour, back in Northport. And tomorrow, coming to you from Clearwater, Florida. That's probably another 30, 35 minutes north of where we currently are here in Bradenton. 3-2 to Beer. Strikes this one high in the air to left field. Ethan Workinger coming over towards the line. Camps out, makes the catch, 2 down. Something I know that the players have to enjoy is looking at the spring training schedule when it comes out and seeing no trips to the East Coast this spring. That's nice.
Yeah.
All those teams over on the east coast of Florida, Mets, Marlins, Cardinals, Nationals, Astros. That's about 3.5 hours from where we are. Chase Bowen swings and misses. And last year we had an overnight trip over there to the East Coast. Drive over, play a ball game, spend the night, play another ball game before driving back across the state of Florida. That's a pretty good hike, but none of those this year. Everything along the west coast of Florida for the Braves this year. 1 fouled back. Furthest trip we'll make will be to Lakeland. Which, what would you say, JC? 2.5 hours? He ought to know. He'll be driving it. You and I won't be there, Joe.
Nope.
Oh, 2 from Walsh. Strike 3. Able to get him with a good slider. So Walsh with a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th. Braves will have 9-1-2 coming up in the top of the 8th. Pirates leading 13-4.
They're up 13-4. It'll be Michael Plasmeyer, a left-hander. Nicholas went an inning, gave up a hit and a walk, but recorded a couple of strikeouts, no runs allowed. Braves have not scored since the 3rd inning when they led 4-0. They trail now 13-4.
Lefty Plasmeyer, Plassmeyer. First pitch will miss outside. This guy was originally drafted by the Mariners. 4th-round pick out of Missouri, and he's been traded 2-3 times, and a lot of these trades have been for former Braves in these deals. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. He was traded to the Rays along with Guillermo Heredia for Malik Smith and Jake Fraley. A few former Braves in there, and then he was once traded to the Giants for Matt Whistler. On a strike on Cade Bunnell. Lefty Plasmeyer deals, and Bunnell hits a high pop-up, shallow right center field. Coming along now, the center fielder Jace Bowen calling off Matt Frazier and Mike Jarvis, and he takes command, makes the catch, 1 out. Back to the top of the order to J.P. Martinez, actually Forrest Wall, I should say. Forrest with a home run yesterday, and he'll foul one right back over our heads.
See who the Cardinals signed yesterday?
I didn't. There's a pitch on the way to Wall. On a miss inside.
Well, you know, they've already got Arenado at third base. They signed Brandon Crawford.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see that.
He's played his entire career with the San Francisco Giants.
1-1 in for a called strike.
So they got the old, well, now Arenado was with the Rockies. But the NL West.
There's a time where those two guys at short and third would have been the best left side of the infield in baseball.
Yeah.
1-2 to Wall. Fouled back.
I think I've told you the story, but I'm going to tell it again. It's 13-4.
1-2 from Plasmeyer. That'll be lifted out to right and down for a base hit. Forrest Wall gets one just over Mike Jarvis's head, the second baseman. He continues his solid spring.
He sure does. No, at Old War Memorial Stadium in Buffalo, giant cavernous stadium where the Buffalo Bills played, but also Buffalo and AAA, they had a net like this that went up from the backstop up to the top of the stadium, real steep. Foul ball would roll up onto that, and it's going to come back down. And they had a bat boy.
Pitch to Leori Garcia, fouled off.
This bat boy was about, I don't know, 6'2", 240, 245, great big kid.
How old was he?
Oh, 12.
Okay.
He was huge. So you can imagine his
swing and a miss by Garcia, 0-2.
His need for some coordination. When the ball would go up on that net and start to come down, he would take off running from the dugout to go try and catch that ball in the air after it came off the net. And the fans would go crazy.
0-2. Garcia strikes out. Swings and misses.
They were more interested in that than anything else to see if he could get there. And it's a crescendo of screaming and hollering. Is he going to get there? Diving and then just coming up short. It was really fun.
So he just hustled the entire game.
Absolutely.
Did he ever make the catch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and get big applause when he did. Sometimes a can of corn he'd get there so early.
Drake Baldwin up to the plate. And for a called strike. That's where they filmed The Natural, isn't it?
It was.
1 to Baldwin. It misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wasn't the kid who played the bad boy in the movie, was it?
No. Savoy was.
Yeah.
No, he was built kind of along those lines, only a lot taller.
Okay. 1-1 and the ground ball finds a hole on the left side. Drake Baldwin with the base hit in the left field, trying to go first to third. Forrest Wall. Throw in a little bit late. Feet first slide for Forrest.
Tell you what, he can really run, can he?
He can. Fun to watch him play ball.
Routine single through the hole on the left side, and he made it to third easily.
Braves looking to score for the first time since the third inning. Trailing 13-4 in the top of the 8th. Nacho Alvarez, the batter. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. See if he can make something happen. Looking to spice it up. Nacho takes a called strike. Who was Buffalo AAA for then? Well, they haven't been Toronto all this time, have they?
No. Let me think.
Ball outside Alvarez.
Stump me.
That'd be a good one to look up. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nacho Alvarez. Takes ball low and in. 2 balls and a strike. And who are you with at the time?
I was not playing.
Okay.
The first time I broadcast, I was doing radio for the Oklahoma City 89ers.
Alvarez fouls one off the mid of Henry Davis. And a 2-2 count.
Jonathan looked it up, says it's the Mets.
Okay. You were AAA, it's when you were in Albuquerque?
Yes.
Okay.
Forever.
Yeah.
And ever.
2-2 fouled off.
There's a lot of people, pushing for various candidates as we head to election year, people wanting people to run for office. I had that same kind of push for mayor.
You were there that long, huh?
Uh-huh.
This is a 2-2 pitch. And Alvarez swings and misses for strike 3. Pulled the string with a changeup, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. For the Braves, no runs, 2 hits. No errors and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. All Pirates, 13-4.
Braves will go to the bottom of the 8th. That'll be Ray Kerr. His second outing gave up a run on a couple of hits in Port Charlotte, including a home run to Greg Jones. He'll work out of the windup. Got him from San Diego.
First pitch to Tres Gonzalez. And Ray Kerr misses outside. Gonzalez, an Atlanta kid. From Atlanta, went to Georgia Tech. And now in the Pirates organization. He'll take a called strike. Thirteen to 4 Pirates in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch on the way from Kerr, and Gonzalez fouls one back. Yeah, he went to Mount Vernon Presbyterian School in Atlanta. 5th round pick of the Pirates out of Tech. That was in 2022. 1-2 on Tres Gonzalez. And the pitch on the way from Kerr. Just missed. A little bit low and away. Lefty Kerr nods in agreement with his catcher, Drake Baldwin. He deals, check swing. He went for strike 3. Well, he couldn't get him on that same pitch 2 pitches ago, but able to get the check swing there, and one down here in the 8th inning. So before Mike Jarvis checks in, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves radio network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
Mike Jarvis fouls off the first pitch that he sees.
It's 9 strikeouts for Braves pitchers today. 4 came from Chris Sale.
I've got them all swinging and missing. I don't see one looking strikeout on the ledger. 0-1 pitch. Misses low and in. Braves have used Sale, Murphy, Moran, Hernandez, Bowden, Doyle, Vizcaya, Walsh, and Kerr on the mound. 1-1 from Ray Kerr. Ground ball out of the grass to third. Glove next to the bag by Luke Waddell. They're going to say a foul ball off of the foot of Mike Jarvis. Don't need time to walk that one out.
PNC Park in Pittsburgh in your top 5?
As a broadcaster or a fan?
I'll go fan.
As a fan, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
As a fan, it is a beautiful yard. And really, for about the first couple of innings as a broadcaster, it's great. Because that view is so good. But, man, you're up there. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Chased after a high fastball. But it's a really pretty place to watch a game. And the thing, too, is if I speak with Braves fans pretty regularly who are going on the road. We want to go to a ballpark we haven't been to this year. Want to see the Braves play on the road. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's not that far of a flight. You can get good seats. 1-2, beautiful backdoor breaking ball for a called third strike.
There's your called third strike.
First one of the day.
Yeah, you can stay right downtown and walk across the Clemente Bridge.
Right.
Into the stadium. That's always a fun thing. Yeah, it's a gorgeous park right on the river. I'm not sure which one, the Monongahela.
Called strike on Henry Davis. No, it's a really pretty place, and I don't mind working there. I think when we talk about vantage points, it's one of the higher vantage points. But it is a great backdrop looking at the city over the river, and pretty ballpark. 0-1, chased and missed by Davis. 0-2. (13-4) Pirates as we are in the bottom of the 8th. 0-2 from Ray Kerr. That skips away from the catcher Baldwin. He took that on the arm, looked like.
Trying to block it, and it came up, hit him right in the forearm. Pittsburgh's got it working. Heinz Field, or whatever it's called now for football, right next door to PNC Park. They've got a great hockey arena.
1-2 low and in. I do remember one of the more unique rain delays I've ever seen there. We had a rain delay one year, 2-3 years ago, where it was raining in the ballpark, and there are people on the river standing out on a boat. It wasn't raining on the river. It was pouring right over the top of us. 2-2 pitch. And he chops one out towards short, backhanded by Alejo Lopez. His throw over is low, but scooped out by Cade Bunnell.
Nice play.
Solid play all the way around. On a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th, we head to the 9th, 13-4 Pirates.
My
Choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit Truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Are you ready for the most exciting time of year? The smell of fresh grass, the roar of the crowd, the balls ready to be fetched? I'm Cordy, Cortland Department spokespug and #1 Braves fan. Spring training is here and I'm so excited. The only thing I'm more excited about? Cortland being ranked #1 property management brand by Reputation.com. With the best living spaces and amazing resident service, it's no surprise. Cortland Apartments, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. Find your new home at Cortland.com.
The Atlanta Braves have launched Braves Country Baseball and Softball, a youth organization for kids 5 through 12 years old, and are looking for local rec leagues across the Southeast to join. Braves Country Baseball and Softball will consist of spring season league play and the chance for kids to represent their local communities in district, regional, and state tournaments, with all roads leading to Atlanta for the championships. Visit Braves.com/BCBS before the March 1st deadline to join the 50 leagues that have already committed.
The 2024 Braves promotional calendar features a variety of ways. See the full schedule and get your tickets at Braves.com/promos.
For today's contest from LECOM Park in Bradenton, Pirates 13 runs, 9 hits, an error, 3 left. For the Braves, 4 runs, 11 hits, an error, 13 left. Jose Hernandez the winner, Ben Bowden the loser. Time of the game, 3 hours, 4 minutes. And an attendance that Jackie Robinson would love, 42-42 here at the ballpark. Ben will be back to tell you about tomorrow's game right after this on the Braves Spring Training Radio Network.
Pirates over the Braves by a final score of 13-4. We'll be right back at you tomorrow. Braves and the Phillies from Clearwater. That'll be Baycare Ballpark in Clearwater, Florida. Joe and I will be on the air at 12:55 and get you ready for the first pitch. That'll be coming at 1:05 tomorrow. So 1:05 Eastern with the first pitch, 12:05 Central. A.J. Smith-Shawver will be on the mound for the Braves for the first time, and he faces fellow right-hander Tyler Phillips. So for our studio producer and operators, Ryan Hopper and Doug from Island Walk. Also, for Joe Simpson, I'm Ben Ingram saying so long and good evening. Also, can't forget Jonathan Chadwick, our great navigator, who'll be driving us home from LECOM Park here in Bradenton. Talk to you tomorrow. Final score today, Pirates 13, Braves 4. You've been listening to Atlanta Braves Spring.